Last couple of weeks, I've been talking about the growth of Amazon Australia and how they are really kind of, I guess, setting things up to, because they actually know that their forecast in terms of how many sales they're making is definitely increasing, starting new warehouses, everything else. This is something that I actually saw. I actually saw an ad of this when I was in Australia, where they're actually looking for drivers. Now, I'm not sure about the exact model they're actually looking for, whether it's going to be like a MIP model. I'm not sure if you guys know that model in Australia. It's called MIP. Someone that we know actually started that a little while ago. But basically, what this is again them preparing to actually for an increased amount of sales, increased amount of people coming to the actual stores and deliveries. And this is a solution they're looking for. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this works. If you guys know how it works, let me know. But it's called an Amazon Flex app. And what I'm thinking they're doing is, I know in particular, for example, the Aussie Post or whoever else actually ships for Amazon. But Amazon Flex seems to be something where they want to do like a peer-to-peer type thing, where you can download it, then you can just get a job and you can actually go deliver it. It has to be within your area. So I thought this was very, very interesting. And this is actually on the amazon.com.au website, right? So it's an option for, I guess, to increase the amount of jobs there are in Australia, right? For drivers. So it could be an interesting idea to look at. Another bit of data to actually look at. And I think it was about a month ago now, I mentioned how about Amazon actually starting to overtake eBay when it comes to Australia. Well, if we have a look at some of the statistics in Australia when it comes to kind of the e-commerce space or the top five e-commerce websites, we can see now Amazon in total 174.8 million visits there. Let me go back to the left-hand side. And then we have eBay second. So that's Amazon there, 57.5 million visits last month. It's probably a better one to look at. eBay, 46.2 million visits. Now, this is only for Australia, right? So this is obviously amazon.com.au, ebay.com.au. Big W is actually doing pretty good, 14.9 visitors. And this is Big W is actually a marketplace now also. So just so you know, I'm not sure if you can list your products on there, but you can probably look at it. It depends what type of products they actually have. But they're really starting to take off big time, right? Who would have thought? Kogan, of course, 4.4 million visitors last month. And then you've got Catch, right, which is also a marketplace of 5.2 million visitors. Yeah, so it's interesting. And this is kind of one of the things that I've shopped on there. Oh, awesome. Nice, Lynn. And it's kind of one of the things that I was speaking about a little while ago is that a lot of the times we can instantly feel like US is going to be the best marketplace for us, right? It's got the most traffic. We want to make the most sales. We want to get into the US market. But one of the things is the US has the most competition also. And also, depending on your actual budget, it's going to take a lot more capital to actually get into the US, to launch into the US, because to get onto page one in US for a particular type of product that's really good or really in demand, you probably need a lot of inventory, right? So you need to ensure that you actually have the capital for all the inventory, which is very, very important. But Australia, I think, is still a massive opportunity, just purely just focusing on Australia. And I guess the more I kind of look at all these numbers, the more it kind of validates that a lot more, right? So if you have a product and you're just starting out and you're thinking, well, you want to make more sales or whatever it is, I honestly believe that you should just focus on Australia, get that right, get a few sales up your belt, get some experience, and then from there start looking at the US. Right? There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of people doing a lot of really great or having a really great businesses in Australia, doing a lot of revenue. Right? So Gale, yes, I knew they sold most everything, but haven't ever an opportunity to use them. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, and if you think about it, right? I mean, collectively, that's massive, right? So last month, Amazon had 57.5 million visits. Now, considering the population of Australia, that's pretty good, right? And then you had eBay that had 46.2 million last month visits. So last month, 14.9. So when it comes to e-commerce and people purchasing a ton of products from Australia online, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's a lot compared to the population that we have in population growth. Now, one thing also, actually, I just kind of came to mind is if anyone that's actually selling on Shopify, or if you have a Shopify website and you're selling your product on there, one thing that you can actually do is you can do a pickup so the customers can actually pick up from you. Um, I know, um, I know there was someone doing it a little while ago where they had actually set up a couple of, or one place they can pick up from is their home, and they used to have a box out the front of their house, and people used to actually just come up and pick it up from their home. So that's one thing that you can do, and you can also set them up if you know people that would like to set them up. Maybe we can speak a little bit about that next week or something like that. But it's interesting that you can do that, right? So people can just pick it up from your house. And you probably don't want to see your customers, but maybe you do, right? But you don't need to. That's the thing. It's all automated. All right, so let's get into a couple more things. So that's kind of more of about the I guess the updates in terms of Amazon. And let me go to a couple more. I'm going to set up Sky Blue color parcel delivery. It seems like Amazon are really testing, right, their delivery capabilities with different ideas and different things.